Well, hello, my keto community. My name is Sarah. Pearls of Wisdom and Food with Keto, under 20, every day, except on Sunday. And on Sunday, I have 21 carbs. How do I know? Because every Sunday, I have the same thing from the big green egg. I have 6 asparagus spears, 4 ounces of green giant cauliflower crumbles, and 8 Brussels sprouts. How pathetic is this? Well, that's how I roll. I'm very, very strict with what I eat. And when I say that's what I'm having, that's what I'm having. I don't mess around with my keto food plan. And so that's basically the topic of today's little chit chat. 100%. Oh, anyway, I just want to say I'm shouting out to Gina in Spades. She's back. And I watched a couple of her videos, and she was listening to somebody that had VSG, that surgery, the tummy thing, and she took it from that person and then talked a little bit about it. And now I'm taking it from her and talking, putting my spin on it. And what it is doing keto 100%. And how doing something like keto 100% is easy. It's so easy to do 20 total, not net, carbs. It's easy. It's right there. There's no guessing. There's no second guessing. There's no mucking around with it. There's no, as soon as I get home, I'll put in that I had that. The kombucha was only 2 points, like back to Weight Watchers, 2 carbs. The second glass of red wine was only 4 carbs. It has less than white, so I had it. No, that's not 100% keto. That is taking back your own program that adjusts to your whim, and it's going to make it that much harder to be disciplined and structured the next time. How do I know? Am I a card-carrying food addict or what? You know what I am. I talk about it all the time. My nemesis is Ms. Slick. And yeah, she's got a Boston accent too, so look out for her. She's a toughie. Her language is a little more peppery than mine, though. Yeah. Anyway, so I need you to be very careful and very mindful about doing your keto. Now, I often say that if you are new to keto, doing it total carbs under 20 for 6 months is what you need to do. No keto cheesecakes, keto bread in a mug, no keto pancakes, none of that. None of that. We're talking veggies, we're talking salad, we're talking eggs, we're talking fatty cuts of meat. We're talking that sort of the salmon, speaking of fatty cuts of fish. And we're talking delicious foods like that are pretty clear. You wouldn't have to look at a 4-ounce portion of salmon and say, what is that? You wouldn't have to look at a green, big A salad and say, what is that? You wouldn't have to look at 3 hard-boiled eggs, cut in half, peppered, salted, and say, what are those? No. But a casserole, a bread in a mug, a cheesecake, you name it, a keto-fied item. What is keto-fied? Keto-fied, if you're new here, keto-fied is trying to emulate something that was a standard American diet item into your food plan using keto-approved ingredients. And is it legal? Is it allowed? Well, sure, it is, but I don't recommend it if you've got less than 6 months. Why? Because it's a very dangerous and slippery slope. Now, there was one keto lady, and she had great success. She lost 100 pounds, and she had the deal, nothing keto-fied until I've lost 100 pounds. So there's different standards of how it goes, but strict, structured, and disciplined keto is 100% easy to do. Total carbs, not net, not playing net, no net. just the strict total carbs, because I want to see you be a success. And you're not going to develop and handle the tools of a strict keto program if you're loosey-goosey playing the net game, because then it ends up, what can I get away with? What can I have that is not, that keeps my net under 50, but you're all over the place. And that becomes the point. You step away from eating keto, eating whole food to get healthy, to the game of what can I have, what can I mix, what can I do that's going to make me feel good, that's a treat, that is still keto. Do you understand what I'm saying? And there's tons and tons of people out there that do all sort of keto-fying. Bread in a mug, cheesecake, pancakes, waffles, all that kind of stuff. And if you're a food addict like me, addicted to more, number one, and what are you going to do? Make one slice of keto cheesecake? No, you're going to end up with a whole cheesecake left. You spent $20 on the cream cheese and the egg yolks and all that kind of stuff. You're not going to be like tossing it out after you've had a piece. You forget who you're listening to here, right? The person that dumpster dived, okay? Yeah, I can eat that food. Yeah, I have no shame. Not when I'm in that binging mode. And so, you doing keto, strict and structured, tracked and measured, under 20 carbs net, especially if you're an older woman. It works for everybody. But if you're an older woman and you're perimenopause, your menopause, your postmenopause, those LBs just don't come right off like they used to when you were 25, before you had a couple of kids, before you had a desk job, all that kind of stuff, right? It's not like that anymore. You've had time to sit around, and maybe you've picked up a couple of standard American diet chronic diseases like high blood pressure, high cholesterol, heart issues. They're pushing Lipitor, or maybe you're already taking Lipitor. They're talking pre-diabetes, and you're just going, well, I'll worry about it when it's all diabetes. Not understanding how serious it is for you. So keto is about your health. It's healing from the inside out. The weight loss is a side benefit. Okay? It started off as an anti-seizure type of food plan. And it also works very well with prisoners too, because they aren't getting in carb coma. And all the carbs are just, it's not good. So we want to heal from the inside out. And Dr. Berg and maybe somebody else too, they talk about eating healthy and then working on, the carbs, losing weight, lowering stuff, maybe some portions for a while, paying attention to that. But eating healthy, say you're having 2,500 to 3,000 calories a day, and it's crap. It's pasta for dinner, it's a sub for lunch. Well, it was buy one, get one. Having baked chips instead of the fried ones. Oh, how virtuous. Maybe even having sugar colas, getting that cookie with your thing. When I see those $5 meals ads for Carl Jr.'s and Hardee's and Kentucky Fried Chicken and Taco Bell, it's like, no wonder we're fat. Those things are pretty darn triggering. They work really hard at, like, oh my God. So, So you don't want all of those things. And if you're an older woman, your metabolism slows down. They say you could put on 10 pounds, a pound a year. So in a decade, if you weighed 160 at 40, you'd weigh 170 at 50. It's not looking better. Your metabolism isn't revving up. But if you do the keto with the net carbs under 20, you may have a shot at it. And I even lowered mine more for most of the week, and well under 15. Sometimes I'm under 10. Why? Because I don't know. It seems to work for me. You know, and I was listening to Gonzo, binge watching on him, Gonzo Keto, and he was talking about, you know, the people that worry about the carbs, adding up. Think about the fat, add more fat. You know, I have between 110 and 130 grams of fat every day. Now, he's a bigger guy. I think he weighs twice as much as me. So he has 200 grams of fat every day. So with the macros, my macros are like 80 to 85% fat, 4 to 5% carbohydrates, and the rest is protein. And so I usually I don't have much more than 60 grams of protein. That's a high day. And so, you know, those are the macros that seem to do the best for me. The fat satiates me. And any of you that are hovering around my age, I'm 67, you know that we come from the low fat, no fat generation where we were just hounded to buy all these products in the dairy and buy those lean meats and everything else with low fat, no fat. The rubbery pieces of non-cheese American cheese with fat-free. I mean, like when you watch sometimes a Weight Watcher cooking, you know, when one of the women that's on Weight Watchers does a demonstration and it's fat-free this and it's low-fat that. And, you know, they're still promoting those things. Low-fat milk with your cereal and all that kind of stuff. I do the nut milks. I do the cashew and the almond. I do heavy whipping cream. I buy organic. And that takes care of my non-dairy and dairy sort of items. I like the Good Culture cottage cheese. I will have that at 75 grams a pop. And that's, I find, quite delicious. It's organic. And it even has active cultures in it, so it's delicious. So when you're beginning keto, don't get all wet and happy and excited and sweating thinking about the desserts and how much fun you're going to have in the kitchen keto-fying stuff, and you're out there buying the coconut flour and the almond flour and all of the ingredients to start making that stuff. Be very, very careful. You don't want to have a standard American keto-fied menu, because you're not going to be gaining the toolkit that will help you when all else fails. You know, a keto treat should be a treat, a reward, something at the end of a long ways away, right? And so if you start doing this on week 1, what's left? What's left? And it's going to be discouraging because you're not fixing the head part yet. You're not getting straight about like what really is keto and what is it really, really for. It's not a food plan that's going to give you all kinds of ways of keto-fying things. That's not the point of keto. The point of keto is to get healthy, and you get healthy with wholesome food. You know, I always say, if your grandmother wouldn't recognize the ingredients, don't buy it, don't drink it, don't eat it. And if your grandmother wouldn't recognize what it is, don't buy it to eat it or drink it, because it's probably been a highly processed food. And, you know, once they started messing with our stuff in the 50s, first with the changing the flour to this hybrid flour that just makes us all gain weight. I mean, you've seen the shift, right, in bodies of what, like how fat used to be versus how it is now. And, you know, these jelly belly menopots and for menopause, but then they're 23 years old. I mean, how many times have you seen a young woman and it's like, you know, from behind, she's like tiny, trim, straight down, and she turns around and there's this what do you do sort of belly, and she's not pregnant. So even what's ever in the standard American diet with the food, it's changing how our body holds on to weight. It's just phenomenal. And I look forward to somebody that's going to deal with it and have a podcast, some doctor. But for now, doing straight, structured, disciplined keto is 100% easy. 100%. Getting up in the morning, tracking your food, weighing and measuring your food. If you're going to work, you have your lunch packed and ready to go. You don't live your life food-wise on a whim. That's what got you here, or got you to Weight Watchers 6 times and it's no longer working. It doesn't work after 5 or 6 times, or after 40 or after 50. Weight Watchers is a design to get you in there for the, some people are lucky, but let's face it. How many of you here at Keto today with me did Weight Watchers and did it frequently, right? And now they've got the new Freestyle, so it's a whole new, come on, come back. I keep getting Weight Watcher, come back, 40% off your first visit and all that. No, thank you. No, thank you. So I'm strict and structured and disciplined. I'm on maintenance in my keto program, but I still weigh, track, measure. I do all those things. I have a working kitchen. I have measuring cups and measuring spoons and a kitchen scale, and my oils are right there. My coffees are right there. My little containers are right there in case I'm going someplace. I'm a prepared little Girl Scout with my keto food because I want to be, because it matters. And being loosey-goosey, whimsical doesn't work for me as a food addict. It doesn't. It's too slippery. So be careful, be safe, keep watching. Please comment below. I love your comments. I need you here. Your turtles, your pickles, your snowflakes, and your ketoers. And, yep, keep tuned. You'll learn more about being a turtle, a snowflake, and a pickle as we go along. Thanks so much for watching. This has been Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food. And I also have a coaching business if you want one-on-one. Go to ketocoachingsarah.com and you will see I have little different packages that if you're interested in. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.